Hey there, Ramon Newman here. So if you want to be a leader who is able to manifest your destiny as fully as possible and become the greatest leader that you'd like to be, or maybe even one of the greatest leaders in the world, or the ones they write books about, or even just in your own mind, you know, and a few other people's minds, then you need to understand what is driving what. And the reason why this is so important in this day and age is because we have amazing products and services, but the product life cycle on those are becoming shorter and shorter. You know, we've got so much knowledge flows and software and hardware that we're able to re-innovate things very, very quickly. So just because you have great products and services right now doesn't mean they're going to be the great products and services of tomorrow. I mean, the great example right now that just happened a few weeks ago is Sears. So Sears is one of the greatest retailers over the last 100 years, great brand, you know, and clearly they had great leadership to last that long. They had great products and services and infrastructure and resources and all that. So why then, despite having all that, are they no longer in business? Are they in bankruptcy? And we have to go deeper, and we have to realize that it's not just the people, but it's really the humanware within people. It's really that connectivity and coherence and thought power within people and leaders that really determines, you know, how we're able to make things unfold in a better way. Because the age-old adage of every leader is to be able to break through, boost and bulletproof their performance and progress for themselves, their team, their organization, their company, their city, and their nation, right? But where does that really come from? It really comes from thought power. Now, what do I mean by thought power? Well, if we really break it down in simplest form, it means having clear, coherent, orderly, very creative insights and thoughts and ideas at the right time, backed by really good energy, really good feeling. And when we're able to be in this state to be able to do that, then we are able to utilize products and services, hardware and software that much better. So how do we amplify or have greater thought power? Now, that's obviously a deep question, and I don't really have time to go into that today, but what I want to give to you is a first step in that process. Really, it comes down to purifying those stresses, those vices, those incoherences, those impressions, either positive impressions or negative impressions of the past that we're somehow carrying into our present, right? And it's maybe coloring or clouding our perception of situations. So as we're able to have this greater degree of thought power, then what happens is naturally we have better energy to have more clarity and creativity, to more clearly and fully and accurately conceive, believe, and achieve. We're able to have more of that unshakable presence to really know what is exactly going on and how to adapt to what is going on. And also to have more of that alpha coherence to connect the dots a lot faster, because there's so many information flows going on in the world, is that we want to be able to connect the dots and all that to be able to navigate things in a better way. But more importantly, most importantly, is thought power is really tapping into that truth of what is right now. Not what we think is right now, but what actually is. Because the great example here is Blockbuster, is that they always thought that people would want to come into a video rental store to get their movie because one, people wanted to see the front and back of a video cover. Two, it was a community opportunity to bump into someone that they knew or maybe meet someone new. And three, they wanted to pick up their popcorn. Now, that was their truth, but the actual truth was that people wanted the convenience to be in their own living room, to click a few buttons, to search and find the movie that they wanted to watch and watch it. So this is just an example of lack of thought power. There wasn't enough development, enough capacity and coherence and thought power to be able to know how to be in tune with change, and they could have actually bought Netflix in actual fact. So this is the point I'm getting across. Now, we're in dialogue with a board member of a public listed company right now, and this company has had two CEOs over the last few years, and what they've actually noticed is that it hasn't made a difference in their performance and their progress, and it's led to a lot of frustration. So this board member has actually written an email saying we need to develop the capacity of the leaders and have more thought power so that they can make that breakthrough, because they have an amazing product. They have one of the best products in the world in their market. So this is what I'm really getting at, and I want to ask you, what are you doing for yourself for your team to really maximize your thought power, that thought power that you have amongst yourselves. So I'm interested in your experiences in this regard, and I'm also prepared to have a conversation with you, give you a free leadership audit to understand what you're doing and how perhaps you can amplify that benefit of having better thoughts, better ideas, better insights at the right time. So I'm going to continue shopping and enjoy your day.